I am here with Mickie Grignon after Sandy Ryan's, so it's fair to say, shutout win against Anahi Sanchez on the weekend. Mickie, talk to me. Kind of, we spoke last time, kind of how involved you are in Sandy's kind of career and kind of camp. Talk to me about her performance on the weekend.
Another step in the right direction. Not going to go overboard. I think she knows, and we all know. Got caught with a couple of punches that she didn't need to, to make it a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10. So she probably gets about a 7.5 out of 10 for that performance. But we know what. I've always known Sandy's potential. We've known Sandy's potential. She's woman of stone, mate. You've got to. It's got to be somebody brilliant that's gonna beat her or beat her properly. Because she's got it all.
But you look over Sandy's kind of year this year, and I think she'll admit herself, it started right at the bottom with the loss to Farias. Kind of. How would you on reflection look over Sandy's kind of career this year, kind of from the beginning of the year to the loss to the win at the weekend? How do you think she's improved over this year?
I don't think improvement so much has been in a boxing style or anything like that. It is mentally. Improvement mentally has gone from there to there, and so an improvement mentally has meant her confidence and everything else raises, and I think that has been the biggest improvement. She knows she's more confident in herself, so that she's more mentally stronger, and that shows in the ring.
Perfect. I don't know if you've seen this, Mickie. Kind of there was Sandy had like a behind the scenes kind of video series before the rematch with Erica Farias, and kind of there's a moment in there where she got quite emotional. She was, and then about 30 seconds later the camera pans to you, and you kind of Sandy as she's pulling up into the gym, and you kind of almost see it in Sandy's face. Kind of she perks. Kind of how obviously talk to me about kind of the team that you have. Obviously, you're a big part. You're a big part of that team. Clifton is kind of. How would you describe the team that Sandy has?
Right. I think we're different. You get a load of coaches come out now and the next best thing, and and the boxer will talk about them, but it's usually made boxers, and they've been put with somebody because the press or whoever have said, this guy's brilliant, but there's no connection really there. I've known Sandy since she was 13. So when she first walked into, it wasn't this gym, it was our gym before. So she's been around us, she's like a sister, daughter probably, because of me and Clifton's age, we've been with her brother, we've been with her family. And so that's what we are. So when there's personal stress in somebody's life or stuff outside of boxing, we see it. And sometimes we'll talk about it, and they know they can come to us and talk not just about boxing, but about life situations. So I think that's where we have a closer bond.
Perfect, and you mentioned kind of at the beginning the win against Anahi Sanchez kind of was another step in the right direction for Sandy. Kind of obviously we all know where the end goal wants to be.
Yes.
What in your mind, obviously being a close part of Sandy's team, in your mind, what would you like next year to look like for Sandy? Mate, from January to December, if you were Paul Reddy, if you were STN, if you were Sandy's management team, talk to me kind of how would you plan Sandy's year next year?
Well, I can't really speak for Paul because Paul is such a genuinely proper geezer, nice guy with good intentions. I've seen the boxing business is there's some snakes, some real snakes around, but Paul is a proper, genuine, decent, from what I've seen, decent guy with nothing but good intentions for Sunday. I don't know what the future holds. I've seen things online saying, coming, I think it's from out of Eddie Hearn's camp, saying one more fight and then a world title. I think she can go for a world title on the next fight and just keep defending him. I don't see, when you see what some of the other girls have boxed, you know what I mean, people rank way down in the division. Sunday's last 2 fights have been against 2 ex-world champions who have fought at the very top for your Katie Taylors, you know what I mean, and stood their own. None of them have been knocked out or stopped by them, you know what I mean. So if Sunday can put on the performance she did against Sanchez and what she did against Farias, she deserves the right to be fighting for a world title next.
Perfect. I don't think many would disagree. Honestly, Mikey, I think even if it was one more and then a world title, I think that would be perfect. And kind of, is it obviously a lot of Chantal Cameron owns all the belts at 140? Do you think for you again, when you Paul Reddy hat on, is it Chantal Cameron next for you?
I don't care which one it is. I really don't care which one it is, because Sunday's now the can woman. She can do any of them. I personally believe that it's not just me talking from a friend's point of view or she's our fighter. I truly believe that Sunday, I've watched Chantal Cameron the last 2 fights. Listen, well, I think Sunday's better. And I know somebody must have asked her recently, Chantal Cameron mentioned Sunday's name and she tried to push it aside. She can't push it aside. We're there.
Perfect. And Mikey, was moving away from Sandy Ryan. Obviously, another pro in the gym, Harry Scarff.
Yeah.
Recently signed with Lee Eaton and Let's Go Management. Kind of bit of a frustrating year for Harry. Started off very, very well with the English title win, and then kind of didn't get much activity. Kind of, what do you think this new management agreement will do for Harry's career next year?
Well, that's leading. Yeah, he's got some connections. He should be able to get Harry out on there. The thing is, Harry must be the most avoided guy out there. When you look at what he's done, the last guy fought Green, he made it look easy. Didn't come out with a scratch. He hardly drew breath, you know what I mean? He came out there, he could have done another 10 rounds, you know what I mean? And this is a guy, Green, who was avoided himself because he's like a gatekeeper to that top level. Right? So the other guys are looking at that, and no management company is going to call their fighter and want to put their fighter against Harry, because they know what's going to happen. And that's the frustrating thing, and that's why he keeps coming out, the best should fight the best. And he's called all of them out, not disrespectfully. He's just said, listen, British fighters, we shouldn't be calling people from Romania with false records. There is enough fight at his weight for British fighters to be fighting each other and making it much better, much more competitive, more thrilling for the fans. But when he calls any of them, there's no reply.
What would you like? There's a few names, obviously, as you said, like especially the British kind of welterweight scene is kind of stacked at the moment. There's a lot of names, everyone kind of sort of the same level.
Yeah. Echo, Congo, McKinson. I know I've seen what Harry does in sparring, and again, he'll travel anywhere and spar. And I've seen what he's done to, I'm not going to mention names, but I've seen what he's done to certain people. And I know none of them guys or their management company will call him and put them, unless they have to.
Yeah.
All right. And they're even trying to stop Harry from getting to the point where, well, he was English champion. You would think that when you think of some of the fights that's gone on, you know what I mean? Marco's not got nothing. He won't call him. Not a chance in hell. No way will any of them call Harry. And I'll put it out there. I'll say, pick up the phone, one of them, any of them. We will take on any of the top 5, 6 welter out there against Harry. Any notice at all, he's ready.
Perfect. And moving away from Harry, obviously, you do a lot of work kind of with the amateurs in the gym. Obviously, we saw you come over with Yusuf and Roshni as well.
Yeah.
Kind of, what is it like? What is the gym like with all the amateurs at the moment? Kind of, is it?
It's mad. I think with this, well, you've seen our place and how busy it is, and it's even more with the success of Sunday, where we're having to put people on retainers and tell them, so, oh tight when the space comes available, because we've just. But I've been doing it for, I don't know, over 20 odd years now, and it's just part of my life, so I love it. Can't see myself doing anything else, you know what I mean? So every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock, we're here. All right?
Perfect. Mikey, my last question, kind of, what would you like, kind of, next year? Where would you like One Nation to be? Kind of, would it be more amateur champions in the gym?
Most definitely. And the group we've got now, like I said, we've just more trips like we've just did to Poland, getting them more experience. We've got some exciting lads that we've seen in our gym, bringing a few up through the ranks to turn them into professionals, because I think that's where a guy like Clifton excels more than some of the others I've seen, because all the fighters Clifton's had, you know what I mean, might not have been world champions, but he's brought them from there and brought them to where they are British champions, European champions, Commonwealth champions, soon to have world champions. One Nation is just, you've seen it is One Nation, it's a family here.
Perfect, Mikey. Thank you very much for talking to International
No problem.
News. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.